Queen Mother Zambia, land of refuge and a home of peace. And you need a place to go where they are free. Disagree and we may argue, but we have never been at war. In spite of all that we have been through, we are still one Zambia, one nation under God.
My Zambia, my identity, this is who I am, it's who you are. My Zambia, my identity, this is who I am, it's who you are. God has blessed us for a reason. Yeah, all we have is not for show. No, no, we must never take for granted all this peace we know. It's all by the grace of God, yeah. Take a look at other places. Oh, all they know is fighting, war and destruction. In spite of all that we are going through, we are still one Zambia, one nation under God. My Zambia, my identity, this is who I am. My Zambia, my identity, this is who I am. It's who you are.
Beacon of light among many nations. We are blessed to be a blessing to all. This is our home, a city of refuge. Let's be proud of who we are and of our land. My Zambia, arise and shine, for your light has come, and the glory of Jehovah is upon you. My Zambia, arise and shine.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for taking time out of your very busy schedules this evening to spend a few moments with me here on SML TV. A few shout outs before we begin, as is my custom. And I welcome all of you today, tonight, this evening. Real M. Zambian, watching from Mansalwapula. That's where I'm from. That's my old stomping ground. Good Hope, Kaluba, Uncle SM. When I will be graduating, I will come to get that white shirt for that event. Well, good luck. I hope it fits you, son. Okay, I'm a little on the wide side, so it may not fit you. We may have to work that out for you. Cynthia Musonda's watching us. You're not going to believe this. We have somebody watching us from Canada. Would you believe? Are you watching us from Ottawa or Alberta or Newfoundland or what's the other? I forget the other one. Not Nova Scotia. Well, welcome, Canada. Thank you so much for taking time. Do you know, I have to share this with you. Many years ago, when I was much younger, I was not able to make the distinction between an American accent and and a Canadian accent until I made Canadian friends. And then it was like the light came on. I could actually tell the difference between a Canadian and an American. Do you know in Canada, they say out and about? They don't say out and about. They say out and about. You can tell a person is Canadian by the way they say the word about. You and I say about. The Canadians say about. And they say out. They don't say out. They say out and about. Thank you. Welcome today, this evening. Thank you so much. All right, guys, there's something is heavy on my heart tonight, and I wanted to share this with you before I go home. I'm in my office here at Simoson Building. This is where I work, and I also happen to have an office studio that I use to communicate and to convey my sentiments, and you, my audience, give me that opportunity every so often, and I'm grateful for that. This evening, I'd like for us to talk just for a few moments. I will not keep you long. Do we have a level playing field in Zambian politics? And before I delve into this, let me begin by saying we are in Olympic season now. Participants coming in from all over the world, whether it be the United States, whether it be France, Spain, Cambodia, Mogadishu, wherever it is, there are participants that are taking part in this year's Olympics over there in Tokyo, Japan. And one of the things that the officials at the Olympics emphasize is fair play. When you throw your hat into the race and you raise your hand and say, I would like to participate, usually the organizers of these events tell you that in order for you to participate, you have to play by the rules. In other words, you can't do anything that will give you undue advantage over your other competitors. If you're running the 100-meter race, the only way that you are going to emerge triumphant and victorious is if you put in the work. The moment you begin to take performance-enhancing drugs, the moment you begin to use steroids, the moment you begin to use anything that will give you an advantage over your opponent, you are disqualified. That's how it works. That is how life works. Now, if we can do that with the Olympics, it is safe to say we should do it when it comes to partisan politics, when it comes to real politics. When I stand in front of you as the electorate, if I add my name to the list of political participants that want to serve in the capacity of president, member of parliament, ward chairman, counselor, whatever it is, if I put my name down, I should be able to play by the rules. I should be able to put in the work. I should be able to hit the ground running. I should be able to stand in front of you, the electorate, and convey, extrapolate, communicate my vision for you, for this nation. And based upon my performance, based upon the way I communicate my manifesto, you make a decision. But if I begin to play underhanded politics, where I disenfranchise my opponent, just to get ahead. You haven't done the right thing. Oh, let me say that again. You politicians, you men and women that put your name on the ballot box, on the ballot paper. If you have undue advantage over your opponents, you haven't done the right thing. I was disturbed today, and this is partly my reason to come to you today. As many of you know, I say it, I believe it, I practice it. I come to you on this platform and I tell you that I am nonpartisan. I am. My job to use this platform to disseminate accurate information. That is my job. And I try to do that to the very best of my ability. I don't always get it right. Sometimes I miss the mark. Sometimes I speak off turn. But at the core, my sincere desire when using this platform is to disseminate accurate, real, authentic, verified information. And so today, this morning, I received some disturbing, I read some disturbing news, which I shared after verifying. I shared it on this platform, that there are members of the opposition, namely this man that we call Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, that somehow he is no longer allowed to fly from point to point across this beautiful nation that we call ours, this country that we call Zambia. Israel and his wife Nalu have just been singing that. I was playing that for you just a moment ago. My Zambia, my country, this is who I am. But here it is now, we've got a situation where the main opposition party is not allowed to freely campaign as he should be. The airspace has been restricted in an effort to disenfranchise and to disadvantage him, in an effort to make him feel less than. And we're talking about a Zambian. That disturbs me. I'll be honest with you, I don't like that. I think that's wrong. To answer your question, really, it's my question. I'll answer it. Do we have a level playing field in Zambian politics? The answer is an absolute, resounding, gargantuan no. We don't. And it breaks my heart. How in the world do you justify disenfranchising a man and telling him that you are not allowed to fly over the Zambian airspace, and yet other people are? You know, imagine for a moment you're watching the Olympics over there in Tokyo, and in the 100-meter dash, you've got one participant on a motorcycle and then another one running without any shoes. And then the officials raise the gun and they pull that trigger and they say, go. And the young man on the motorcycle speeds towards the finish line. And his opponent his barefooted opponent that has no shoes begins to run. Who do you think is going to win that race? You tell me. Now, if we saw that on television, do you think somebody would stand up and say, hey, now, hold on a minute now. That's not right. Wait a minute now. That you can't ride a motorcycle in the 100-meter dash and your opponent is running barefooted. You can't do that. It stands to reason that viewers all over the world would stand up and protest and anger and say, that is unfair. That's not right. Now, of course, there are people out there that will say to you, no, it's okay. That motorcycle there is all right. It's just okay. What's the problem there? Huh? This one who has the motorcycle, he can afford. Do you see how ridiculous that would sound? So if we would be opposed to that type of that type of underhandedness, why would we not say something when we hear that members of the opposition have been restricted from flying in Zambian airspace when the ruling party is able to and allowed to use planes and helicopters, while members of the opposition are confined and relegated to going by road? What the ruling party can do in 1 hour would take the opposition 6 or 7, in some cases 10 hours to do, only because they have been disadvantaged. That rubs me the wrong way. And I'll be honest with you, I don't like that. I don't. In the name of fair play, I don't like that. Regardless of your political affiliation, whoever you support or who you vote for, that's between you and God. But the very fact that we have a situation where members of the opposition are being disenfranchised simply because I don't even know what to say. Because of what? There is no justifiable reason. The Olympic Committee would instantly disqualify any participant that would use a motorcycle to run the 100-meter dash and disenfranchise his or her opponent who is barefooted. Boy, I tell you what, they would land on that athlete like a ton of bricks, instantly disqualified. And here it is. It's happening right under our noses, all in the name of partisan politics. That's so sad. That is so sad. Let's be Zambian. Can we do that? Can we create and foster an atmosphere of fair play, sportsmanship? Can we adopt the mantra, may the best man or woman win? Can we do that? Is that so far-fetched that we are not able to attain that? I disagree with that. I don't think it's that far-fetched. I don't. I think it's possible. I think it's achievable to live in a country where fair play is applauded. I believe it's possible to live in a country where the level playing field is obtained. How did we get here? What the hell, man? What the hell for, man? Well, we got less than 9 days to go. Speak. When you go to vote, make your position known. God bless this beautiful country. I've lived here all my life. I don't know anywhere else. I only know this country. And I love it. Thanks for listening. God bless you.
I'm a child of the motherland.
Good night.